So you're thinking about selling your house. You've got massive amounts of projects. There's always something to do, right? So where do you start? Well, in this low inventory market, things are a little bit different. So I've got 6 things that turn buyers off immediately. And then I've got 3 more things for you that you want to consider for the biggest ROI. Surfaces. You never know where a buyer is going to look, so make sure that all the surfaces in your house are clean where an agent or a buyer might touch. That includes fingerprints on doors and light switch covers, even cabinet pulls. Make sure that they can see under that kitchen sink, and right here in the fridge and in here. A whole home deep clean is always recommended. If people don't want to touch anything, they're likely not going to buy the house. Did you know that if a home has too much stuff in it and a buyer starts to feel like there's really no space for their things, and they will typically not buy it? So start clearing out those closets, removing extra furnishings, anything collectible, valuable that you do not want to be broken, stolen, or requested to stay during the sale of the house. Generally, you can start packing up. Nobody's going to be mad that you are getting ready and preparing, but you want to then stack those boxes, not in the bedroom, stack them nice and neat, maybe in an unfinished area of the basement or the garage. You just want to make it so the buyers can see the space. Now, the thing that I think people forget about the most is the air vents. So those registers and cold air returns should be wiped down. Wait till the furnace stops running, but wipe those off, especially if you have pets or an extra dusty home. That stuff is, it's just caked on there. And then you'll also get the black marks around them if they're on the ceiling. Make sure the furnace is not running, dust them off, and then also make sure you change your furnace filter. Both of those things are a dead giveaway that you do not maintain your home. All right, but let's talk about caulking. If you've been keeping it clean and you're able to just clean it up again prior to showings, I would say do that. You have to remember that the bathroom is something that, what is that? Cleanliness is next to godliness. I mean, that's a place where people feel already a little bit, what's the word I want? Exposed. Now, if the, doors to, shower doors or tub caulking, things like that cannot be cleaned, do your best at removing that old caulking and replace it with new. And this is only if, the bathroom is generally usable and in good condition. Stay tuned. We will talk about homes that are not in great condition toward the end. Have you ever walked into a house and you're just like, what is that? Like, I can't place it, or it's really obvious what it is. Either way, not great. We want to make sure that we are eliminating as many of those smells as we possibly can. One of the tricks that I like to use is taking anything that would be bad sitting in the trash can. We actually bag that up and put it in the freezer until trash day, because we do not need that in the trash can, and we don't really want it outside either. Like, it just decomposes out there even faster. And lastly, water. No one likes water where it doesn't belong. Whether you have a basement leak, a drain that's not draining, a water heater or furnace that have developed a leak, or even standing water outside, it's good to figure out what the cause is and address those things. And if you're not really willing or cannot make the fix. Sometimes it's much easier for the seller to bring someone out to take a look, to really dig in and figure out what's going on and give you some quotes. And then you've got that with you when the buyer comes back and says, well, what's going on here? I don't know what's happening, and I don't want to be responsible for this huge expense. Now let's talk about the 3 things that really could get you more money and give you that higher sales price. First, your front door. It is the doorway to the soul of the house. Sounds a little cheesy, but honestly, that's the first thing that people see, other than maybe the driveway and the sidewalk. But as soon as people step up to that door, the agent has to get the key and open the door. Well, is the paint weathered? Is it cracked? Does it look faded? Is it an old color that just really isn't popular anymore? Well, what about the hardware? You have no idea how many doors still have that gold hardware that it's like peeling off, and it looks really not good. So I would spend the extra money that I had to get that door refreshed, and then also make sure that it unlocks easily and opens without people having to pull on it, bang on it, throw their hip into it to try to get it open. So keep that in mind, because I do feel strongly that sometimes that first impression makes a huge difference. Paint touch up. I know all of you think, well, we'll just touch up the walls. They're not that bad. Okay, well, let's just get a little something straight. When you just touch up dark colors or something that's been on the wall for a while, it's not gonna match. You're gonna end up with spots, splotches all over the wall, or big streaks. It's better to just take everything down and paint those walls. Now, you may be able to paint selectively, but if you already have a color that is really dark, or again, not something that somebody else would use, I would try to neutralize any walls that you are gonna paint. So white, a light off-white, a light grayish is still something that people feel comfortable with. We've also had clients that decided to paint the entire main floor. And that way, when people walked in, it looked really fresh, it felt clean, and they left the bedrooms and the basement as they were. Maybe small touch-ups, but just let the new owners figure out what they wanted to do in those rooms, instead of them taking the time to choose new colors for all the kids' bedrooms and the basement. And we understand that paint is expensive, but it's where you're probably going to get the most bang for your buck. Now, I know you may have a home that the carpet doesn't look that great. It might need stretched, or it's worn out, or it's got stains. There are times when it does make sense to just paint and carpet everything, and then it's done. If that's going to make the house livable and move-in ready for someone in that price point, I would say go for it, because you're now going to open up the pool of buyers who don't have time to do a renovation before they move in. So if you have a home that is in need of repairs, but generally is in good condition, we have folks who can assist in doing some small repairs. And if we think it will truly help get the home sold for a higher price, we will recommend that. Reach out to set an appointment to meet with us one-on-one, so that we can help you know what is the best course of action to get your home ready for sale. And YouTube thinks that you'll like this video, so make sure that you watch that next. See you next time.